Loving versus Virginia was a historical landmark case about interracial marriage. Now that story is coming to the stage at Actors Theater February 7th through the 18th. Joining us today with what audiences can expect is Amelia Acosta-Powell and Althea Dryden. Thanks you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Right. This is a big historic case. You know, probably think of high school or college hearing about this, but for people that may not be familiar, kind of set the scene for us. What is it about?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Lovings were a couple in Virginia in a small town, Central Point. Richard Loving was a white man and Mildred Loving was a black woman, and they were in love and they wanted to be together. They went up to DC to get married, and when they came back to Virginia, they got arrested because their marriage was illegal in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And over the course of several long years, having 3 kids and living literally in exile, the ACLU took their case to the Supreme Court and overturned Virginia's decision, which made interracial marriage our right across the United States of America, and that still stands today.
How do you take this story and then flip that script to the stage?
Yeah, so it's a beautiful adaptation by a New York company called Radical Evolution, and that's actually run by a couple who's an interracial couple, which is part of their inspiration. And they took the history of the Loving v. Virginia case, and then they invited theater makers to interweave it with interviews from local folks in your community who have 2 parents of different races. So actually, Althea, I interviewed.
What a different take on this, right? What a different way, I think, to present this to the audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
To hear through. So you were one of those that was
I was one of the interviewees, and all of us, I think, are from Louisville. So that made it a place-based, makes it special for the audience.
Yeah.
And
because it's relevant here.
It's absolutely
in
relevant
space.
here. Of course it is. Yes, my parents. I've always said my parents were one of the first couples to get married, legally married in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, because they got married in May of '68, and so I'm part of what is considered the Loving generation. It's the kids who came after, but it's still relevant today. It is, their case was a civil rights case. So I think of cases around environmental justice, racial justice, economic justice, all of that is in some part a part of the Loving case. And proud to be having these conversations and being asked the questions that we were asked to participate in this production. So really looking forward to seeing how it all came out.
As you mentioned, it is so relevant now just because of our current Supreme Court and concerns over what other issues are they going to take up, right? Am I okay? Am I safe? Are my rights going to be taken away? I think it's brought it so much back into the spotlight. And is that the point that you want people to take away? Like, what do you want them to see on the stage and in themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's such a joyful and celebratory version of the story, and even though it is a fight to maintain our rights, I think I want them to walk away with that sense that having the right to love who we want, whether that's interracial marriage, whether that's same-sex marriage, having the right to love who you want makes the world a better place. So that's my hope.
Althea, since you participate in such a personal way, what do you hope people walk away with?
My hope is that it allows people to talk about things that maybe they haven't been. I know even in my family, these questions, it's your life. You don't really talk about it necessarily, and it sparked some questions for us and good conversation. So I'm hoping that those in the audience walk away too wanting to talk more about these kinds of things.
And you have a partnership with 7 counties. So there's a donation and a need attached to this as well.
There is. One of Althea's fellow interviewees is actually with 7 County Services. So through the interview process, we also developed this great partnership where folks can bring, when you come to the theater, you can bring some necessary items, personal hygiene items, et cetera, that 7 counties will be putting together for their residents. So we're really excited about that.
Thank you both for coming and sharing your story and being a part of this. Once again, this is February 7th through the 18th, Actors Theater. If you want to go ahead and get tickets to that. There's also, we want to mention, a closed captioning performance that's going to take place on the 11th. So for more information and tickets and showtimes, just visit actorstheater.org.